Welcome to Underscore, NCPR's regional music project and podcast. I'm Doyle Dean. He was a regular on the contradance music scene in northern New York for many years, and now he plays with Potsdam's Animal Crackers and a few other ensembles. What's been developing this whole time is Matt Bullwinkel's signature solo piano style. During a recent recording session, he told me that his abilities on the keys got their boost one fateful day on the soccer pitch. Here's Potsdam's Matt Bullwinkel on Underscore.
Playing soccer, I was the goalie, and I reached for the ball on the ground, and someone stepped on my hand and broke my right hand. So I had a cast in my right hand, and I learned the Boogie Woogie with the left hand.
I thought you were just putting me on, like you were just going on a tangent there with me.
No, it's
but
true.
That's real. Another Boogie Woogie piano player was born. What age were you?
That was high school, yeah.
You did a little run in there. I think you know what I'm talking about. It made me laugh because it was so fun. What's it like to play that?
Oh, it's a total blast. It's like, how did this happen? How did this fall under my hands? And just, I've tried to go back and count it, and I can't count it. I've really tried.
What do you mean count it?
So that it's fitting into the regular beat or cadence or tempo of the tune, and trying to help someone else who might want to try to play together on this. Like, okay, you do this for 2 beats, you do this for 2 beats. Like, whoa, I don't know how to, but just listen to it and hopefully it'll make sense.
How did you learn?
I took lessons as a kid, primarily classical. I did not do a lot on the practicing. So then I learned about jazz. Originally I was a drummer, so I took jazz drum lessons for years and years, piano jazz lessons. So, yeah. I think years and years ago, I sort of adopted the mitten technique of piano of like, what if I play as many notes as possible, close my eyes, and now it's a drum. And then kind of like, okay, I'm going to maybe take the mittens off and make the gloves. And you know, so a rhythm is a big part for me, that drumming background, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I was noticing that too while you were playing, you know, that you almost seem like you have little puppy dog paws while you're playing.
Yeah.
And how do you hit the right notes? I mean, there's a lot of wrong notes in there that those mittens could hit. How do you avoid them?
I know, that's the thing. You're like, oh, what if I can just trust myself that, you know, I started out and I trust myself and like, okay, I don't like that note, I'll lift that finger out. I don't like, and then just sort of go from that direction, you know, and then just don't remove the bad ones, you know, because it's a rhythm instrument. So
you seem at home with many different styles. You know, very adaptable guy. What do you prefer to play? What's your go-to? What we just heard?
yeah, and I think, you know, so I'd spent many years playing backup piano for dancing, contra dancing, which is really fun because, you know, there's sort of the steady rhythm, and then as long as you get the basic chords right, there's a lot of opportunity to improvise, so you can bring in some jazz things, but within limits too, because you don't want to make someone else sound bad just because, oh, this will be really fun to go over here. And so I always have that going in the back of my brain in terms of what I like and where I want to be. And then I really, playing ballads is really fun, coming from jazz, space again. Just let this chord or these notes hang. I have the great fortune, my wife is a piano teacher, so she talks about different ways of how do you pull a note out of, instead of pushing into the keyboard, how you pull a note out, almost like your finger is pulling it out of the key. And I can't promise to have mastered any of it, but just the idea that you can think about, what if I hit this a little bit differently? Yeah.
Can you demonstrate that, or can you try?
I can try. So there's like, here's the A. So that's really hitting it.
Yeah.
That's more like trying to draw the music out.
Yeah. Conjuring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. It's a whole different way to think about it. And your articulation is almost reversed.
It's
almost
absolutely.
you're playing a backwards note.
Yeah.
That's got to mess with your timing, Mr. Drummer.
I know. That's my excuse.
Nice. One other thing. Oh, I wanted to talk to you also about I called it mumble mouth, but that's not really being fair. A lot of players do it where you kind of vocalize while you play. Talk to me about that.
That's, I honestly don't know what note I'm singing while I'm playing, but it's just sort of this internal voice that's coming out, a subconscious that comes out while I'm playing, and it really helps to center me, I think, in terms of, again, not being worried about how it sounds, just it's more how can I pull something different out of what I'm playing on the keyboard. Yeah, and it just sort of happened, yeah.
And your eyes are closed most of the time.
Yeah, I used to like I said, years and years ago, I've had so many opportunities of like a garage like this, like someone just had a grand piano sitting there. It's like, hey, can I use your grand piano? Sure, no one's using it. And then just going in there semi-dark and just like, no one's here, no one's listening. I'm just going to close my eyes. And then I could it really helps to focus, I think. Yeah.
Almost like you become part of the instrument.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then I'm not worried about seeing where I'm going because honestly, at some point I was really trying to be very disciplined about playing scales and stuff like that, and it just got really boring. So it's like, well, why don't I make up these sort of like etude exercises of just like, well, it's like playing scales. It's just really fun to play. Maybe no one really wants to listen to it, but and then I just really freed me up to I just close my eyes, and play that way. Yeah.
It's hard to read music with your eyes closed.
Yeah. Not much of a reader, a music reader.
Can you play one of those etudes as you described it?
Sure.
So this is something you would refer to as you maybe approach the instrument, you get warmed up or something playing this? Yeah, let's hear one. You're right. That is more fun than scales.
It is.
Shh, don't listen, Crane students. This will be trouble for you. What do you think we haven't talked about as far as music goes that you'd want to share with people?
Oh, I just want to, what's the contemporary, like, shout out for you.
Oh, shucks.
And, you know, just the opportunity to do this. You remember the days of summertime? Well, Baba, seen on Mama Bomb. This cannonball contest, let's make a big splash. But have you heard the news? Fill you in. Swim, swim in the water. Swim, swim in the water no more. Swim, swim in the water. Swim, swim in the water no
That was Matt Bullwinkel from Potsdam, part of our Underscore project. Here at North Country Public Radio, we've been using music by regional artists during our news programs, and you can learn more about them at ncpr.org/underscore. And just a reminder that NCPR is listener supported. We welcome your contribution to the station at ncpr.org/give. And thank you. For Underscore on North Country Public Radio, this is Doyle Dean.